Well, good evening. I'm Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Podcast. Tonight we're presenting 7 reasons why sovereign rises me out of self-imposed boundaries. Something I really opened up to is I use the word sovereign instead of self. Sovereign is uncontrolled by outside sources and unleashes ultimate prowess with the utmost paramount foresight. And self, when you say self, what do you feel? Say self worth. What do you feel through your body? Whatever you feel, you feel. Now express sovereign worth. I feel. I feel the prowess of sovereign, and see, it's allowing me to expand through life with the greatest of ease. As I'm awake and aware of sovereign. Sovereign embraces my autonomous authority and individualized responsibilities to appreciate my life and all my life events for the wisdom, insight, and clarity I receive. As sovereign valor stems from my individualized abilities to appreciate my full ownership of my choices and actions in my life, allows me to cultivate the individualized acumen, feeling my fashion designer artistry that sculpts my life's desired lifestyle and accomplished outcomes. See, sovereign gives you the oomph. As self, is we're always looking for self, but we never get any. We never receive any internal fortitude. As sovereign is uncontrolled by outside sources. So when you say sovereign, you feel an innate power within yourself to move your life forward in a bold, bright way. As sovereign is rooted in the principle, sovereign is rooted in wisdom, understanding that the external world diminishes your inner strength and clarity when you use self when you use self. But sovereignty is opens the inner strength and clarity to flourish through your daily lives. A rise of sovereignty invites a expansion from dependency to empowerment, encouraging me to become the architect of my own divine destiny. That's the thing about sovereign. You become the architect, the fashion designer, the sculptor, and everything involved. As I become awakened and aware of the dare, my sovereign flair dissolves the boundaries of self. Because self-worth, self-imposed, because self has a lot to do with all of our embedded gunk in our subconscious landscape. As self encompasses embedded reflections of yesterday's representations, the concept of self is often shaped by yesterday's thinking, knowing, learning, knowledge, thoughts, past experiences, narratives, conditioned identities, and yesterday's representations that are filtered into my daily life as I'm responding to my daily life. So as you open up to understand sovereign, my sovereign valor, my sovereign liberation, sovereign listening, see how that focuses, how that just gives you an internal focus on what is going on in your life to move your life forward in a bold, bright way. And the representations in the subconscious mind have accumulated layers and layers of events that are awakened as you go through life that can confine the present potential into limiting into limitations and stopping the opportunities for authentic, stopping the opportunities, just stopping your life in yesterday. But as you open up to listen for the sovereign savvy of a situation, you open up to encompass fluid expansion as my gut gumption energizes my jovial jailbreak, instantly breaking free from myself. That's something I've really opened up to. It's everything I'm trying to get rid of in my life in here within me. Because my embedded constrictions through my yesterday's thinking, knowing, mind activities, events, encounters, and experiences are my subconscious representations today. And how does yesterday mirror today? I have a lot of days, well, not so many anymore, but I had a lot of days where my uh, events of yesterday are the same as today. But when I opened up the door to soar over my paths of enlightenment for me to embrace the endless adventures, opens my sovereign flair, fostering liberating audacity, invigorating rebellious sovereign liberation, listening and asking, why is this event occurring for me, that quiets my external influences and my self-imposed limitations all passed away out of my life 10 seconds ago, as it suddenly my sovereign valor rises me up to embrace my autonomous authority and individualize my responsibilities of here and now. Sovereignty stems from my individual's ability to take full ownership of my daily choices and actions. By cultivating sovereign authority, I acknowledge my power to shape my life and outcomes with my ingenuity, trend-setting tenacity, and invigorating innovations. As I now understand, sovereign comes from the events of my life, which are rooted in wisdom and insight and clarity. As I rise with sovereignty, it invites me to expand from dependency to empowerment, encouraging me to become architects of my destiny. And as I open up to this, I harness my inner dialogue with my sovereign savvy to be the catalyst of my inspirations that are my empowering architects of my reality. See, reality is really a fallacy. It's really my nowality, and that's here and now. Sovereign grows when I refine my inner dialogue to express my dreams, desired lifestyle, and the way I desire to move forward in my life. And they are energized and aligned with my highest values. By consciously choosing words that mirror and energize my desired outcomes, I express them to the world, showing people a better way to experience life. That's what I began to understand. Self is limiting barriers. Sovereign rises me into the space of my innovative, purposeful, sovereign expressions, liberating authenticity in my innovative choices. As sovereignty empowers me to craft my art without the constraints of external validation. Sovereignty liberates me to stop to listen to the outside world, but not be caught up in the outside world. So when I rise into my state of personal sovereignty, I claim ownership over my unique artistic voice. I like that. Unique artistic voice to rise, shine, and energize my desired lifestyle. Liberation sparks genuine, unfiltered innovation, allowing your artistic artistry to evolve as an honest reflection of your inner world and perspectives. Sovereignty gives you the courage to experiment and break conventional ways of life and to embrace your to embrace your artistic agility. As the act of sovereign expression and empowerment, I open up to some key points. I own my narrative of sovereignty that empowers me to write my present moment nowography, freeing myself from myself and limiting patterns and beliefs from others. See, as we was growing up from the womb to 5, we embedded a lot of stuff in because the subconscious mind was in total control of our life. And we embedded what other people thought and their viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, and we operated till about 5 to 7 years old. The subconscious mind was at large and in charge, and I really caught up with that no, about 8 months ago, actually, when I really did it. I was responding to life exactly the way my parents did when I was about 3 to 5 years old, because I did what they did. And once I opened up to that, I got to rise out of that. But sovereign is uncontrolled. You're uncontrolled by outside sources, but you're listening to your own internal innovations to rise, shine, and expand of your dreamer's dexterity. And one thing sovereign does is breaks the chains of fear. By embracing your inner authority, you energize the courage to face your fears head on and dismantle the barriers with a rocket ship of wisdom, insight, clarity, as you blast through the barriers to enjoy your day. To sovereign expansion, politically incorrect inspiration, but you're always in autonomous expansion of your own witted grit, get and go to express your desired life to everybody. When you open up to understand, and if you're willing, whatever your dreams are, your desire, start witnessing that through other people and start expressing your dreams to the physical world when you interact with people. You don't have to get into but make it get a dialogue that allow you to express it. And as you open up to express it, you're going to access unbounded, innovative wizardry, the decree you dance every day, celebrating rich, enterprising elegance. As sovereign, savvy fuels imaginative innovation by removing constraints of thinking, knowing, knowledge, self-doubt, opening the way for your ideas to flow and glow in a bold, bright way as you feel authentically healthy, wealthy, and wise. As you rise of sovereign valor or sovereign savvy or sovereign liberation, you claim the power of your choice and your choices. And you start making choices with authentic authority to move your life forward. And something that has expanded through me by understanding this, I've been using sovereign instead of self for about a year now. I thought it was kind of weird at first, but the more I use it, the more I don't use self. I use sovereign savvy, sovereign valor, sovereign worth, because sovereign is uncontrolled by outside sources. And what that does is I'm not hearing the negativity of the world. I'm hearkening the sassy tenacity of myself. And one thing, when you claim the power of your choices, you recognize the power of your abilities to make choices and claim the agency over your life, and then you point yourself in the direction you choose to travel, and you stop being swayed by external influences. This is my favorite. It's energizing obstacles into opportunities. See, all of our challenges, hate, disconnect, and all that stuff, that's awakenings. That's awakening me and you to our internal prowess. And I took power out of my life. I use prowess because it's more flexible and gives you what let me ask you this. What makes you feel better? Power? What do you feel? Prowess. Makes you like you're on the hunt. You're kind of like you're like a tiger. I love tigers. But you're like a tiger or even a whatever your favorite animal is, a bear. I love grizzly bears. If I could have a pet grizzly bear, I would, but it'd be unfair to the bear because he deserves to be out in the wild. But sovereign and sovereignty grants you the scenarios to view your challenges as awakenings for expansion. And the insurmountable blocks are a lie. Impossible is a lie. All impossible is beyond our thinking, knowing comfort zone. See, that's the way of the world. If you really get right down and get honest with the world, we're still living in our ancestor anchored ways of life. Then as you foster an inner alignment by appreciating your values and passions that enterprise harmonious feelings, emotions, images between your inner world and your outward actions. Achieving the authenticity of your own dreamer's dexterity. Then you rise out of the external expectations into the internal understanding of your own talent. See, that's something I really want people to understand is you got everybody encompasses such a sleek, unique talent to rise above the socialized way of life. Something I've really discovered for myself is the school system and indoctrinated education and business school that teaches everything from back here. And business schools teach an enslaving mindset like business is the only thing that will rise the world. Business and education will never rise the world anyway. Business and education will never rise the world anywhere. People, with their own intuitive, innovative ways, will rise the world to peace and prosperity. And that is something I really understand. If you look at the world, I've been around this world since 1955. If you really look at the world, all we've done is brought in medicine. We got new things, but are we better? Do we have a more peaceful life? Sovereignty and sovereign enable me to break free from the weight of societal, cultural pressures, dictator type people, granting me freedom to pursue my true desires with a daredevil, energizing savvy. Cultivating unshakable sovereign trust in my abilities, wisdom, insight, clarity to color the world with my dreams, desired lifestyle, and accomplished outcomes. Trusting my abilities and intuition to rise, shine, and energize. Expanding and energizing your inner dialogue with sovereign, your inner voice, my inner voice becomes a nurturing gamer with the gumption to speak the words of enterprising outcomes, empowerment, opening the way for me to color the scenarios of my life my way. And one thing about sovereign, it defines success here and now as you're blessed with a now found brilliance, with the understanding the outside world can aggravate your inner world, but it's your innermost wisdom, insight, and clarity that is going to lift you out of the current situations in your physical world. Something I've really expanded into is the outside world is just mundane and it's just blah, but it knows how to aggravate my thinking, knowing mind because it's binded in what I learned from yesterday. As I awaken to the where of the dare to express sovereign dissolve self, to opening up and instantly let's fly, my fresh foresight ignite my now understanding and admiring sovereign energizes my freedom frequencies of enlightened, emancipating acumen. Dissolves self help, personal growth, self improvement, and therapy programming that polishes my past with just by changing my habits and behaviors, but I never really changed because they're still rooted in yesterday. Sovereign is here and now. Like I use hypnoacuity, insight, clarity. It's all here and now. But when you polish the past, you're just feeling good. But yet, how do you do things the same way? That is something I've really discovered. And my habits and behaviors are remote controls from yesteryear's snares. It liberates me from the memories that controls my here and now. How have you went and thought you changed something, but it's still occurring the same way? As self is a limitation, sovereign is liberation. As my sovereign evolution opens up my unique intuition, autonomy, and my inner wisdom, unbound my preset paradigms into sovereign tenacity. And it's the essence of this embarrassment from yesterday. A sovereign embodies me to release the weight of external judgment, self imposed limitations. It frees me to stand authentically and unapologetically in my here and now nowography. But see, here's the thing sovereign is unburdened, poised with natural grace and autonomy. Something I really understand is sovereign elevates me beyond my mundane muckery of myself. As sovereign ignites my visionary scenarios, lifting me from the ordinary by inspiring bold innovation and purposeful action, empowers me to rise, shine, and enterprise on my liminal carpet glide over the earth as I feel my innovation and limitless innovation expanding beyond my identity of yesterday. As I now understand, sovereign is just a calming, sassy optimism, vehemently energizing internal gumption now. But when you use sovereign instead of self, because when you say self, I go inward and I feel I'm looking for something. But when I say sovereign, I feel a forthright fortitude to look life in the eye and rise, shine, and expand through life with the greatest of ease. Never walking around life, but enjoying life with a facilitator foresight and a participating prowess as I face and embrace my life with wisdom, insight, clarity, and liberation. And I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity. We're going to be here tomorrow night. I'm going to be talking about this is something I'm expanding through right now. The only one stopping you from having success is you. So it's going to be me talking about me, but it's going to be liberating for everybody. Thank you and good night.